Hi Nazgol, this is your first exercise therapy menu. Please do it once a day. Please do the exercises in order. And you can also do them piecemeal later in the day. Do them at least all together once a day in the order given. The first exercise is a kneeling groin stretch. You put one leg forward. I'll tuck my shirt in so you can see the curve of the spine is really important in pretty much all of these exercises. So one leg forward, shift forward until you feel a stretch in your hip flexor. You have to keep your low back really flat, abs flat, head and shoulders directly over your hips. You don't have to go very, very far forward to get a stretch in the hip flexor. But if you extend your back or let it stick out, or if you lean forward, you're not going to get the response you want. So 1 minute there, switch. 1 minute there from the front view. Looks like this. You should feel a pull right in the middle of the front hip, or right in the front middle of the hip of the leg being stretched. Next exercise is spread foot forward bend sequence. So you put your feet out wide, make sure that they're parallel, and your thighs are tight. The weight stays in the balls of the feet, okay, so the front of the feet the whole time. And your quadriceps, your thigh muscles stay contracted the whole time, okay? As you go, you're going to start, you can do 5 downward motions with your arms crossed like this. 5 with them behind your head, elbows way back. Make sure the weight stays in the balls of the feet the whole time. Don't let it shift to your heels even for like a moment, okay? And then you're going to do 5 with your arms straight out overhead. Back up so you can see the whole thing. Thighs tight, weight forward, straight out overhead, and back. Okay, keeping them up. Back stays flat as you do it, okay, so keep extended rather than rounding down like that, okay? 5 in each hand position. Next exercise is standing windmill. So ideally you have a flat wall to do it against. For sound's sake, I'll just do it from here so you can still hear me. But your back should be against the wall, feet wide apart and parallel to each other, okay? Arms out to the side. Your heels, calves, buttocks, shoulder blades, hands, and back of head are touching the wall. You're going to go 5 times, very wide apart. 5 times, shoulder width apart. Okay? Go slower than I'm going. Like this pace to center. This pace, back to center. And then do 5, hip width apart. Keeping your hips stationary, okay? They don't slide side to side, they just stay right where they are on the wall. Okay, 5 times each way in each of those 3 positions. Next exercise you'll do is called upper spinal floor twist. So you will lay on your side with your hips at 90 degrees to your torso, and then your knees bent at 90 degrees. Your knees should be stacked right on top of each other vertically. So find a book or a shoebox or something flat and set it right in front of your kneecaps, and make sure your kneecaps stay touching it the whole time, okay? Especially your top knee. Put your arms straight out, keeping your knees vertically aligned, touching the shoebox, whatever you use. Open up and stretch until your arm, elbow, and shoulder of that arm relax all the way to the floor. It may take a couple minutes, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and you may not get your shoulder all the way to the ground for the first couple of days, but eventually we want it to open up all the way so that you're relaxed. Make sure you're looking in the direction you're stretching as well. So after you do both sides, you'll do cats and dogs. Shoulders directly over your wrists, hips directly over your knees, hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. Then you're going to exhale as you round and tuck your head. Inhale as you look up and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your elbows straight as you do it. Exhale. Inhale. 10 times. Cats and dogs. Okay. Next exercise, standing elbow curls. So again, your back against the wall, feet hip width apart and straight. You're going to put your knuckles on your temples in the golfer's grip, which looks like this from the side view, okay? Clenching your knuckles, not making a fist, knuckles. That's called a golfer's grip, okay? right on your temples. Feet hip width apart and straight. Hip width is not the broad width, but is where the femur inserts into the acetabulum, okay? Directly down from there. Knuckles on your temples. Touch your elbows together, and then back to the wall. Elbows touch, back, elbows touch the wall. Repeat that 25 times. Cool? Next exercise is standing in extension. That looks like this. Feet are hip width apart again and parallel. Thighs are tight. Weights in the balls of the feet. Interlace your fingers. Pull your arms way up. And then bend forward, keeping your arms way up. Okay? 45 degrees. Tilt. Make sure the weight stays in the balls of the feet. Thighs stay tight. You're going to hold that for 45 seconds. And then stand with your back against the wall. Heels touching the wall, feet hip width apart and straight. And you're going to stand in straight overhead extension. Okay, holding that posture with your hands touching the wall. Okay, your heels, calves, hips, shoulder blades, back of your head, and your hands should all be touching the wall. And hold that for 45 seconds. Okay. The next exercise is called runner's stretch. So you'll bow or kneel rather in front of a chair. I've just got this for now. Just to help balance, okay? Eventually you should be able to do it just straight like that. But until you get the flexibility, use a chair. Put your back knee touching your front heel, and this back foot is tucked up like that. Stand up. Keep your hips really square, so you don't want to be shifted like that. You'll most likely have to move your back hip forward to square your hips so your belly button is pointing straight down. Your feet should be in a line with your belly button right beneath you. And you're going to hold your quads tight. Keep the weight towards the inside of both feet. And stick your tailbone out like that, rather than being rounded here. Okay, so arc your butt up and out, keeping your thighs really tight. You should feel a stretch in your hamstring of your front leg. Make sure the weight is driving into the front leg. If it's back here, it's going to be off, okay? Hold that for 1 minute each side. Next exercise is an advanced posture from that one we just did. So once you've sort of stabilized in the runner's stretch with the chair here, you put your hands in the prayer position, keeping that hip square, keeping the back flat. You're going to do up and down bows. Okay? But only once you get good at that first variation. Okay? You'll do 10 bows on each leg after you get good at that other one. So maybe a few days first. Next exercise is standing quad stretch. So you will grab one ankle, pull that knee back, grab it with the other hand, stand up really tall, pull the knee back so that it's vertically aligned and close to the other knee. So when you get there, you'll have to tuck your butt and flatten your lower back, and you'll feel a big pull on your quad of that leg. And stand really tall on the leg that's standing. You have to keep your butt muscles tight and your tailbone tucked under and your lower back really flat, and try to stay tall. Don't let your head and shoulders move vertically in front of your hips. Stay really tall, okay? Shoulder blades pinching together as you do that. 1 minute on each side. And then you're just going to stand with your back against the wall. Feet, again, hip width apart and straight. Back of head, shoulder blades, buttocks, calves and heels touching the wall. Head and shoulders just lightly touching the wall, not resting on it. And your body's just going to learn what's straight. Make sure your chin is level. Your arms should naturally hang right by your sides. So you only see the thumb and first finger from the front view. That's your first routine. Do it for a few days and then write me at will@fitnessology101.com to give me an update or give me a call. Alright, take care, cool, and I'll talk to you soon.